What if your future was so vivid, so compelling, that it refused to let you quit? Not motivation, not hustle. A vision so strong it wakes you up, lights you up, and refuses to let you waste another day. Most people drift. They chase goals with no clarity and wonder why they burn out. But the game changes when you build a vision so magnetic it pulls you forward every single day. In this video, you'll learn how to craft that kind of vision, the kind that drives ruthless focus, unstoppable action, and a future that demands your best. Number one, begin with identity, not outcomes. When most people think about setting a vision, they start with goals. I want to make $1 million. I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to run a marathon. But here's the truth. Outcomes are surface level. They're the result of something deeper. And if you don't address that deeper layer, your identity, your vision will never stick. Real change begins with how you see yourself. Identity is the root. Outcomes are the fruit. When your vision is rooted in identity, everything changes. You're no longer forcing behavior, you're embodying it. Let me give you a simple but powerful example. Let's say you want to become healthy. There's a massive difference between saying I want to lose weight and saying I am the kind of person who takes care of my body. One is a goal, the other is a commitment to identity. The first depends on motivation. The second creates lasting behavior. Why? Because every action now becomes a vote for the type of person you believe you are. James Clear said it best. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. That's not just a quote, it's a roadmap. When you build your vision around identity, you're not setting external expectations. You're defining who you are at your core. So how do you build a vision based on identity? Start by asking this question. Who do I want to become? Be specific, be bold, be honest. Maybe your answer is I want to become a disciplined creator who shows up every day. I want to be a present and powerful leader in my family. I want to be a person who keeps promises to others and to myself. Once you clarify that identity, everything else becomes easier. Decisions are no longer confusing. You don't have to debate whether to wake up early, whether to go to the gym, or whether to work on your business. If your identity is clear, your actions will follow. Here's another secret. You don't have to feel like that person yet. You just have to act like them. Action leads identity. Every time you behave like the person you want to become, you reinforce that identity. You don't wait for belief, you build belief through behavior. That's how ruthless focus is born. Not from motivation, from alignment. When your daily actions match your future identity, you become unstoppable. You no longer need willpower to show up. You show up because it's who you are. Think about it. When a smoker tries to quit and says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit," they're still identifying as a smoker. But when they say, "I'm not a smoker," that's identity change. It's subtle, but it's powerful. You don't need to achieve your vision to live by it. You need to embody it now. So today, stop asking what you want to achieve. Start asking, who do I want to become? Then cast votes for that person every single day. Because when your identity is clear, your path becomes obvious. Number two, make it vivid, not vague. A vague vision will never move you. It's like having a blurry photograph of a place you've never been. You might squint at it, try to make sense of it, maybe even feel curious, but you won't feel pulled toward it. You won't fight for something you can't clearly see. That's the problem with most people's goals. They say things like, I want to be successful, I want to have more freedom, I want to be in better shape. But what does that even mean? What does success look like to you? What kind of freedom do you want? What does a better shape actually feel like in your body, in your day, in your habits? If your vision is generic, your results will be too. Clarity is power. Vividness is magnetic. Your brain is a goal-seeking machine, but only when it knows what to seek. When you describe your future with detail and precision, your subconscious mind begins working on it automatically. You start noticing opportunities you missed before. You start making decisions that align with where you're going. It's like tuning your internal GPS. If you enter somewhere nice into the map, you'll never arrive. But if you type in the exact address, the route becomes clear. So what does vivid vision look like in practice? It means describing your future life in high definition. Instead of I want to be rich, say I wake up at 6 a.m. in a house by the water. My mornings are quiet, intentional, and free of stress. I open my laptop in a bright, clean office that overlooks the ocean. I run a business that solves real problems, and I earn enough to live with total freedom. Instead of I want to be healthy, say I feel light, strong, and full of energy. My meals fuel my mind. My workouts are a non-negotiable part of my day. I can run with my grandkids. I can hike a mountain. My body reflects how much I respect myself. When your vision is vivid, it becomes real. It creates emotion. It triggers focus. You don't just want it, you start feeling it. And when you feel it, you'll fight for it. Take time to write your vision in detail. Don't just think about it. Don't just talk about it. Put it on paper. Make it concrete. Where are you living? Who are you surrounded by? What does your ideal day look like hour by hour? How do you show up? What kind of energy do you bring? And here's the secret. The more vivid your vision, the less motivation you need. Because your future becomes so real in your mind that you'll do whatever it takes to close the gap between today and that tomorrow. A foggy vision leaves you drifting. A clear vision gives you direction. So stop settling for vague hopes. Create a vision so vivid you can see it, feel it, and chase it with your whole heart. That's when it starts to pull you forward. Number 3, anchor it to emotion. Facts make you think. Emotion makes you act. If you want to create a vision that truly pulls you forward, it has to be more than logical. It has to mean something to you. It must reach deep into your soul and stir something powerful. Because without emotion, even the clearest vision will fade when life gets hard. Think about it. How many times have you set a goal that made sense on paper, but didn't move you to your core? You told yourself, this is what I should do, or this is the smart thing to aim for. But when challenges came, and they always do, that should wasn't strong enough to keep you going. That's why the best visions are felt before they're achieved. They're not just exciting, they're personal, emotional, urgent. They represent something you deeply care about. So how do you create emotional intensity in your vision? Start by asking this one question. Why does this matter to me? Not the surface level why. Go deeper. Why do you want financial freedom? Is it just about money, or is it about giving your family the security you never had? Why do you want to get in shape? Is it to look better, or because you want to be around for your grandkids and live pain-free in your older years? Why do you want to write that book, launch that business, or change career? Is it about status, or is it about finally living a life true to yourself instead of what others expect from you? When your vision is tied to something emotional, it becomes non-negotiable. It's no longer a wish, it becomes a mission. And missions are what carry people through storms. Here's a practical way to do this. Write your vision, and then ask why, 5 times in a row. Each time, peel back another layer. What you'll find at the bottom is your emotional driver, your reason to keep going when the path gets tough. And once you find that emotional driver, amplify it, visualize it, feel it, attach real-world consequences to it. What happens if you don't pursue this vision? What will your life look like in 5 years, 10 years if you stay where you are? Who will you disappoint? What regrets will you carry? That's not fear-mongering, that's clarity. When you can feel what's at stake, both the pain of staying stuck and the joy of becoming your best self, you tap into a deeper well of motivation. Emotion transforms your vision from a distant possibility into a present-day priority. It gives you fuel on the days when you're tired. It reminds you why you started when your mind wants to quit. So don't just think your vision, feel it. Let it stir your heart, not just your head. Because when your vision is anchored to emotion, you don't have to push yourself every day. The vision will pull, and it won't let go. Number 4, align your environment with your vision. You can have the clearest vision, the deepest motivation, and the strongest habits. But if your environment doesn't support it, you will struggle. Here's the truth. Your environment is either pulling you forward or pulling you back. There is no neutral. Most people underestimate just how powerful their surroundings are. We like to think we make choices based on discipline and willpower, but more often than not, we act based on what's around us. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems, and your environment is a massive part of that system. Want to change your life? Start by changing your because you can't build a powerful vision in an environment that contradicts it. Let's break this down. Imagine you've created a vivid emotional vision of becoming healthy and full of energy, but your kitchen is full of junk food. Your fridge is loaded with soda. Your living room is set up for hours of mindless screen time. Now ask yourself, does that environment support the vision or sabotage it? Or let's say your vision is to become a focused, creative entrepreneur, but your workspace is cluttered. Your phone buzzes every 5 minutes. You're surrounded by people who drain your energy and distract your focus. How likely is it that your best work happens in that space? Here's the key insight. Your environment should remind you of your future, not your past. If you want to become someone new, design a world that helps you step into that identity every single day. Start small. Clean your workspace so it inspires clarity and action. Remove temptations and distractions from your line of sight. Create physical reminders of your vision, notes, quotes, images, or objects that trigger your why. Curate your digital space too. Unfollow accounts that drain your energy. Subscribe to content that fuels your growth. And most importantly, audit the people around you. Are they aligned with your vision, or are they anchoring you to your old identity? You don't have to cut everyone out of your life, but you do have to be intentional about who gets the most access to you. Surround yourself with people who expect more from you, not less. People who reflect your future, not your past. This isn't about perfection, it's about deliberate design. You don't have to move to a new city or build a custom home to create a supportive environment. You simply need to remove friction and increase cues that align with your vision. Because when your environment reinforces the identity you're building, discipline becomes almost effortless. You're no longer swimming upstream. You're carried by the current you've created. So look around. What in your environment reflects who you were and what needs to reflect who you're becoming? Change those cues. Design your space. and watch how your vision starts pulling you forward without resistance. Number 5, break it into daily focus. Your vision should live in the future, but it must breathe in the present. Too many people build a grand, inspiring vision, only to freeze because they don't know what to do today. They feel overwhelmed by the size of their dream. They look at the mountaintop and forget the first step. Here's the truth. A powerful vision only works if it translates into powerful action. And that action doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens in small, consistent steps repeated daily. This is where most people fall off. They set a 10-year goal, but don't build a one-day system. They wait for the right time, the perfect plan, or a spark of motivation before moving. But clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. If your vision is to become a writer, your focus today is to write for 10 minutes. If your vision is to run a marathon, your focus today is to lace up and go for a jog. If your vision is to build wealth, your focus today is to check your budget and make one smart decision. Big dreams die in vague intentions. They live in specific action. That's the magic of daily focus. It turns your vision from a fantasy into a lived reality. Think of it like this. Your vision is the compass. Daily focus is the next step on the trail. You don't need to map out the entire journey. You just need to know what to do next. Here's a simple, powerful exercise. At the start of each day, ask yourself, what's one small action I can take today that aligns with my vision? Not 10, not 5, just 1. Make it so simple you can't avoid it. Then repeat it tomorrow and the next day. This is how you build momentum. This is how you transform identity. Each small win is a vote for your future self. Each act of alignment makes the vision more real. And here's what's beautiful. The more you take action, the clearer your vision becomes. Why? Because action sharpens awareness. You discover what works. You uncover new ideas. You course correct in real time. Vision without action is theory. Vision with daily focus becomes evidence. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Perfection is the enemy of progress. You're not trying to win the whole game today. You're trying to get on the field, run the play, and stay in motion. That's how ruthless focus is built. Not in bursts, in rhythm. Not through pressure, through consistency. So yes, dream big. See the mountaintop, feel the emotion, embrace the future, but then narrow your eyes and ask, what matters most today? Then do that. Because when you break your vision into daily focus, you stop chasing dreams and start building them. Number 6, review it relentlessly. A powerful vision is not something you write once and forget. It's something you return to, refine, and recommit to relentlessly. Why? Because life is loud, distractions are everywhere. Without review, your vision will fade. Without review, your clarity will blur. And blurred vision leads to scattered action. Here's the truth. What you repeat, you remember. What you remember, you reinforce. So if your vision is going to pull you forward, you have to keep it front and center. It has to live in your mind like a daily conversation, not a once-a-year journal entry. Think about elite athletes. They don't set goals and walk away. They visualize their game, their plays, their outcomes, every single day. That repetition locks the vision in. It becomes part of their identity, part of their DNA. You need that same intensity of review. Because without it, you'll drift. You'll fall back into habits that don't serve you. You'll say yes to things that dilute your energy. You'll forget who you're becoming. So how do you review your vision relentlessly? First, read it daily. Yes, daily, not weekly, not occasionally. Start your morning by reviewing your vision. Feel the emotion of it. Picture it clearly. Let it shape your mindset before the world tries to hijack it. This is how you begin each day with intention, not reaction. Second, measure alignment weekly. Take 10 minutes once a week to ask yourself, did my actions this week reflect the person I'm becoming? What pulled me forward? What pulled me off track? What's one adjustment I can make next week to realign? This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress, and progress comes from reflection. Third, refine your vision as you grow. The more you take action, the more you'll learn. Some parts of your vision will become even clearer. Others might evolve, and that's okay. Your vision isn't a cage, it's a compass. Let it adapt as you grow into new levels of clarity, capability, and conviction. Reviewing your vision isn't just a mental exercise. It's a commitment to live intentionally. It's a reminder of what you said mattered. Because if you don't revisit your vision, the world will rewrite it for you, with noise, fear, and distractions. So make your vision a daily ritual. Engage with it. Reflect on it.
Speak it out loud, if you have to. Tattoo it on your habits. Build it into your systems. Because the person who reviews their vision relentlessly is the person who stays aligned. And the person who stays aligned becomes unshakable. Dreams aren't built by chance. They're built by choice. So choose to revisit the future you're building again and again until that future becomes